Okay, today I'm going to show you some basic functions of Apple Classroom. Apple Classroom allows you to control student devices that have been assigned to you. In order to use Apple Classroom, you'll need to be an administrator to the group in our mobile management system, have Apple Classroom enabled on that group, and the Apple Classroom app downloaded onto your iPad. This is the Apple Classroom app right here. So once all those prerequisites have been substantiated, all you need to do is have your iPads in your room. The iPads need to be on the same Wi-Fi network as your teacher device, and Bluetooth must be enabled on all iPads. The student iPads should have Bluetooth enabled already, and students should be unable to turn that Bluetooth off, as we have restricted that setting for in-user on-off functionality. So right now I have the Apple Classroom app downloaded and installed onto my iPad. This is my teacher iPad. So I'm going to tap to open Apple Classroom. And these are all the classes which I'm an administrator to at this point. So right now we are going to work with yours for probably only 1, 2, or 3 of these, depending on what building and what level access you have. So right now I'm going to tap the Apple Classroom test group. Now once you see Apple Classroom test group, you can see the devices in that group. You can see 10 of these devices. All 10 of the devices have connected to Apple Classroom. If you have a device that says offline, you need to check that device to make sure it's on the same Wi-Fi that your device, the teacher device, is on, and make sure Bluetooth is enabled. If both of those requirements are on, I would do a hard restart of that device, which is hold down the power button, hold down the power button and the home button, both at the same time until the white apple appears. It kind of resets the device and it should check in now. As you can see, all 10 of these are active and I can see them. You can see that these 3 have the home screen showing. The display is off on the other 7. So some basic functions. So if I wanted to look at a particular student's iPad, now as you can see it says student 1, student 2, student 3, student 4, and that's how your lab packs are set up. They are set up as 1, 2, 3, 4. So you need to know what student has what iPad. So if I wanted to look at a particular iPad, so I'm going to look at student number 3's iPad, I would just tap on it, and I can see, I can open an app just on his iPad. I can navigate to a website just on this iPad. I can lock this just iPad. I can mute this iPad. I could AirPlay this iPad to use AirServer or M360 on, or I can view his screen. So I'm just going to tap. I want to view what student number 3 is doing. So I tap on it. That is student number 3's screen. So if I scroll, it'll scroll with it. If I press the settings key, again, I'm on student number 3's device. I can see what student number 3 is doing. Okay? When I'm done viewing his screen, I hit done, and I go back to these actions here. So I can control a single iPad by tapping on it. I can control all of these iPads at one time by using these functions up here. This one opens an app on every iPad. Now in order to use that, the app must be installed on the teacher device and on the student device. This will navigate me to a particular web page. It doesn't lock me into that web page. It only gets the students to that web page. Students will still be able to get out of that web page. I can lock every device, and by locking it means it locks the devices so the students can't do anything else. That's also known as eyes on the teacher mode. So when the devices are locked, the students can't really do anything. I can mute this group or single or group of iPads by using this key here. And if I want to see what everybody's doing, if I tap the screens button, it'll show me what is everyone's screen right now. And as you can see here, all these students' display is off. These 3 students' display is on. Okay, so I just went to student's number 1 device and I make sure it was on the home page. So I'm going to swipe his device, and I'll swipe number 3's device as well. You can see it in live action, what's going on and what exactly they're doing. Okay, now I want to show my teacher iPad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open an app on a particular device. So I'm going to open an app on device number 1. So I'm going to select number 1. I'm going to open. So the app must be installed on the student device and on your device. And if I want to lock the student to an app, which is lock in app after opening, and what that does is that it locks the student to that particular app. The student can't go to any other apps, can't go anywhere else on the device. It can't go to Safari, it can't go to YouTube, it can't go anywhere else. It locks them to the app. However, the student is able to go to the home page. The student is able to turn the power off, and the student is able to adjust the volume while using lock in app feature. So I'm going to select lock in app after opening, and then I'm going to hit ABC alphabet. But because I know that app is installed on the student device and the app is installed on my teacher device. So I'm going to tap it. And as you can see, iPad number 1 has ABC app open. The other 2 do not, because I didn't send that app to those devices. Okay? So that student is doing, I can watch the student.
Touch, sweet.
As the student
Touch
is
the
playing,
U.
I can see what he is doing. So on the other devices, so let me get that student out of that app. So how do I do that? If I tap the student number 1 and I hit unlock, which is right here, it will unlock them from that app. So after the iPad is unlocked, the student is able to get out of it and go back to the home page, or wherever else you would like him to go. So let me get out of that particular student's iPad by tapping anywhere off of it. Now I'm going to send the students to I'm going to go to Navigate. And what Navigate is a function that you can send everyone to the same web page. However, it doesn't lock them to the web page. They can still get out of it. They can go to a different web page, but at least you can send them initially to the same web page, and then you can see what they're doing on their devices. And they go to a different web page, you can say, hey, where are you going? What are you doing? The caveat is the web page must be a bookmarked web page on your device. Okay? So I'm not sure what web pages I have bookmarked on my device, so we're going to find out. So I'm going to send it to all 3 of these devices. So I'm going to hit Navigate, and it's going to go to Safari, and these are all my bookmarked web page here. So if I want to send them all to the Macomb Intermediate School District home page, I'm going to just tap on it, and all devices are going to go to the MISD home page. as you can see. So if I went back, and if I selected Safari and I hit lock in app after opening, it would lock him inside that browser window. It would lock him to Safari, so they couldn't do any other apps, but they could go to other web pages. Okay? And again, as students go somewhere in Safari, you can see what they're doing here on their live screen. Okay, so little Johnny here, an iPad number 3, is not doing what it's supposed to do. So what I would do is I would tap on his device, which is student number 3, and we're going to lock it. And as you can see, this iPad's been locked. The student can't do anything now. Nothing. They can do nothing. If I want that student to be unlocked, I tap on that device and I hit unlock. And it unlocks that device. And the student can go back to wherever he was, or go back to the home page. And then you can hit the actions button here. And if you don't want to stay in that particular device, tap on the outside of that box anywhere, and you know what to stay on that device. Thank you for watching. I hope this helped use Apple Classroom within your school. Have a good day.